How you doing? My name is Jacob Harry, and this is my presentation for my Principles of Selling final project. We were supposed to interview 3 people and ask them about various concepts in their daily lives and how it relates to them in their industry, in their workplace. And here's my presentation. The first person I interviewed was Karen Harry. She's the president of Cobra Administration Resources. She has owned her own business for around 17 years now. She has been in the industry for roughly 25 years as of this year. She has over 400 clients. Most of them are in Michigan. She has some over in other parts of the country, as well as many businesses and clients that she does for HR department stuff for. One of her topics was building trust, and she said building trust and maintaining is extremely important in her relationship with her agents and clients. She says if the services that she says she's going to provide are not followed, it can lead to regulations, fines, people getting fired, and just overall lots of bad things. And along with that, it can lead to losing clients or a reputation in the industry being ruined, and then your business at that point can't really recover and get more clients and grow as a business. Another one of our topics was understanding the buyer. She said understanding the buyer in her field isn't too important, but it's always important to know who you're talking to and who you're dealing with and their personalities and their background and where they kind of come from. She tells me that majority of her clients have the same process that they go through. Federally, there's certain laws and the step-by-step process that they have to go through. And so she kind of handles all of them fairly the same way. Importance of communication. She said in terms of talking and keeping clients informed is probably one of the most important and crucial parts of her business that she does when she sells to people. Because it's a federally regulated exchange, there's a lot of laws that get tweaked or changed kind of randomly at any time that there's a law passed or voted on. And she always needs to let her clients know that fall under those certain standards what is going on, and you communicate that before things get mixed up and a client gets charged or fined, or there's a mix-up in paperwork because they thought they were doing it this way when the laws you're actually supposed to be doing it this way. She said she sends out monthly what's new flyers to her customers with other services that she offers, and she said sometimes she asks for referrals if they're good friends of hers or they've been her client for a long period of time, just so she's able to further grow and also get further sales, maybe repeating or as a company as a whole instead of an individual person. Communicating value. She said this is probably one of the easiest obstacles she faces when selling her services, because most people, after you get fired or laid off from your job, you kind of you talk to certain people like this, and there's not many options you have, I should say. She goes, a lot of companies have been scaling down their HR departments in the last 5 to 10 years. So she does a lot of that stuff, all with human resources, companies, HR, kind of all in one place for her. So companies don't have to pay 5, 10 guys to do one thing when they can just give it all, move all the risk from their company to hers, and just get it taken care of pretty quickly and not have to worry about it. And this also protects companies from things like lawsuits or fines, and just for not communicating and not compliance and things like that. The next person I interviewed was Tim Harry. He's a territory manager at Heartland Payment Services. Heartland is the 5th largest payment processor in the United States. They're a Fortune 1000 company, and they have over 250,000 businesses and clients that they do services for. Addressing concerns. He said this is one of the biggest things. This could make or break a sale. A lot of times. He says he always likes to ask them for their concerns after the end of the presentation. Kind of like what are their concerns about the presentation or what questions they may have. You need to be able to correct and go back certain topics if needed, if the customer has questions. And you need to make sure that all your problems that they have, you are able to easily sell them solutions. And you got to always acknowledge concerns. They need to know the reinsurance that you are helping them solve problems that they may have. And it is totally okay that if you ask the customer to clarify their problems, just so you are able to give them a solution that helps both you and them. Earning commitment. He said earning commitment is probably one of the hardest things to do when you're selling. The best way to earn commitment, though, he was saying, is presenting a solution to the customer's problem. And if you deliver it and you seem genuine and you act like you truly care about their problem and you have a solution, you deliver it awesome, you're just a great person. That is the easiest way to satisfy a customer solution and gain that trust for them to say, oh yeah, we can sign a contract and we can see what we can do. And a good presentation should always be able to earn the customer's commitment if presented right. The last person I interviewed was Karen McMurray. She is an Allstate agent and she owns her own branch in the hometown of Waterford that I'm from. Allstate is an insurance company, the second largest insurer in the United States, and the largest that is publicly held. Customer relationship. She said being in the insurance business, customer relationship it's a must, because when you're in insurance, your customers, you can have them for their lifetime. And you always need to be able to follow through on commitments, because every year they're your customer. You have to re-earn their trust. And the insurance business is highly competitive, so you need to make sure that you have that certain bond with your customers over the period of them being employed. If that's 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you need to make sure they trust you. She said it's great to have references. It's great to have positive word of mouth between customers, and helps them gain relatives or family or friends or just neighbors or just anybody who needs reassurance that they have a positive influence in your life. Importance of customer network. She said with how competitive insurance agents are, is very important. Customer network is very important to have multiple prospects at once, and it also gives you directions on which way you should go after your current customer is over, or after you've signed a customer, and kind of how to expand and how to grow and how to take more clients and just grow as a whole. She goes, knowing lots of people in the industry too can help, because you can hear changes that are going on with competitors and how the industry is kind of moving in certain directions, and how you should sell certain policies, or just how you should sell yourself, or rates, or anything like that. Self-leadership. She said self-leadership is key, because when you're the owner of your own branch, you're the manager, you have full control over what happens at that branch. And so she said, no one is in control but me. She goes, if things get done around the office, it's because of me. And if it doesn't, then the blame falls on me. And she goes, a sale is based on how you are individually perform, because insurance is just one person to one person, And she said, if you need to get something done and you don't get it done, it's on you. There's nobody that can pick up the slack for you. Teamwork. She said that she likes to, in her office, make sure no one feels they are below somebody else. She goes from the accountant to HR to the receptionist, to her, to her managers, to her territory managers. She says everyone should feel like they're on the same level and not be afraid that they have to look up to somebody or get talked down by someone. She goes, everybody in the office is just as important as her. And she goes, because everyone has a certain job. You're never going to find one person that can run a whole insurance office by themselves, because they're just amazing at every single thing. She goes, each person has a job and a certain task. That's how they benefit, between the receptionist making calls to people, to the salesman going out and doing it, to the accountant handling all the finances, HR handling all the plans and stuff. She goes, nobody should feel like they are an important part of how this process is. I'm here with Brian Redman. He's a sophomore at Northwood University. After I showed him my slides and presentation, I'm going to ask him what he feels are key points in communicating to customers from a selling point of view.
Yeah, so one of the most important things that I saw in his presentation or his slideshow was customer relationship. I think personally that's one of the most important aspects to have with a customer, is definitely having a strong relationship where they can build rapport and be in a trusting environment that they can come back to you, and they know that you always will help them out. And I think that's one of the most important things you have to do at first when in a selling environment. Definitely trying to build a relationship, get on their level, and you can see really where that relationship goes.
Yeah, like kind of gain their trust and everything.
Yeah, definitely. Because if a customer doesn't gain your trust, then you lost them as a customer. They won't do work with you if they don't trust you.
Yeah.
So that goes for any aspects of any business.
Okay, and then how would you go about maybe addressing a customer's concern about a certain thing or like a problem they may have with your product?
How would I go addressing it?
Yeah.
Well, you definitely have to definitely have to think about what the problem is in the beginning. You have to get on their side and in their shoes to see what are they seeing that is a problem that maybe us as the big business doesn't see.
Yeah.
So that's one thing you have to address first. Definitely trying to understand what the problem is, what their viewpoint is, what's wrong, how can we help you. We're in the service business. Yeah. We're always serving to customers and people. So you always have to figure out what can we do better to make sure that we're providing with the best product or service, whatever it may be. So definitely trying to figure out in their shoes what's going on, and then correcting it within the company.
All right. Yeah, like kind of how you help addressing that message. Another thing, earning commitment from customers. How would you go about making sure you close that sale, making sure you have everything planned out where you can just seal the deal?
Definitely, to make it easier with sealing the deal through the whole process is definitely trust. Like I said, the importance of customer relationship. If you don't have their trust, they're not going to want to make a deal with you. So basically, when you're going through the whole selling process, you just have to gradually build that. Show that you're their friend. You're not only trying to sell them this product, you are trying to have rapport with them and basically have them for long life customers. It's always about repeat customers, repeat buyers, especially in the auto industry, which is I'm a major in. So you always have to be their friends first and put the selling away from it. You have to have their mindset where they're not thinking they're really buying anything. They're just they're acquiring it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, man.
No problem.
Bye, everybody.